Hey there, Mary Sheila here with BioYouth Labs, and welcome to the BioYouth Lab YouTube channel. So glad you're here, and this is a video about the number one thing you can add to support healthy cholesterol levels. And I'm going to tell you what that is, but I'm also going to tell you why. Because I truly believe, and we at BioYouth Labs really believe, that the more you understand why, the more you're going to be motivated to take action, right? At least that's what I have found in my own life and the lives of my clients. So I'm really glad you're here. Please subscribe and click on the bell for notifications, and let's dive right into this topic. Oftentimes we might get a lab test back and our cholesterol levels are higher. We have that dreaded conversation with our doctor, and that our doctor wants us to go on a statin. And you might have a visceral reaction to that, and you might not want to have that be your first step. Now, I am not here to tell you what you should do, and I respect whatever your doctor recommends, but what can you do in your day-to-day life to support healthy cholesterol levels? Now, one of the most important nutrients that you want to make sure you have ample amount in your diet is fiber. So fiber is the roughage. It's the stuff we cannot break down, but it plays a very important role in our digestion and our general health. And I'm going to explain some of those roles because yes, it's going to help with cholesterol, but oh my gosh, so much more as well. So plant foods are the foods that contain fiber. So every time you're eating a green vegetable, a leafy green, a colorful vegetable, or a whole grain or a whole bean or a whole root vegetable, you're getting fiber. Now, we cannot completely break down fiber, the roughage part of fiber, but we do soften it when we cook things. So when things are raw, there's going to be more roughage. It's going to be more like a broom going through our digestive tract and, helping to move everything along. It definitely helps our digestion move along. But the other thing that fiber does is when we eat fibrous foods, and the fiber is in the small intestine, and when we release bile, which it comes from our gallbladder to help us break down our fats, we also have a lot of toxins and waste products and used up cholesterol in that bile, and that bile binds to our fiber. And then our fiber eliminates all of those toxins, those waste products, and those used cholesterol. If there's not a lot of fiber in our diet, not a lot of roughage, not a lot of plant foods, then when that bile is excreted in the small intestine, we might reabsorb some of those toxins and even reabsorb some of our cholesterol. So when we increase our fiber, most people generally tend to have some lowering of cholesterol, but also we use fiber. Fiber is part of our detoxification system, and we want to have good detox. We want to get rid of those used hormones and toxins and waste products that our body is making. We don't want to reabsorb them and have to process them through again and have them maybe cause more damage in the body. We want to get rid of them. So that really lends itself to fiber, really helps us to eliminate excess cholesterol and used cholesterol out of our GI tract. That is a wonderful thing. But fiber is also going to add bulk and help us to feel full when we're eating a meal. Fiber is also a major fuel source for your microbiome. So a healthy microbiome is basically the bacteria that is lining our entire GI tract, the majority of it in our large intestine, and it helps to train our immune system. It helps us with digestion and absorption. It helps to create a nice buffer and the lining of our GI tract so that it's protective and things can't get out when they're not supposed to. It helps to make neurotransmitters that are feel-good chemicals that we make that help us to stay calm and focused and relaxed. So our microbiome is essential. Like, we can't really survive without it. And when we eat fibrous foods, plant foods, we will be feeding our microbiome. And they eat the fiber that we can't break down. So even though we can't break it down, our microbiome does. So that fiber plays a really big role in keeping our whole digestive tract healthy and in mopping up and cleansing out toxins. And so we want to make sure that we're eating fibrous foods with each meal. Now, what I'm going to share with you is not exact specific science, but it's a nice way to just think about it in a simple format. When you have a meal and you have a serving of beans, which is about a half a cup, or a servings of grains, which is also about a half a cup, or a root vegetable, or a serving of nuts or seeds, which maybe is about a quarter cup, or a serving of vegetables like uncooked greens, maybe a cup of uncooked greens, or a half a cup of cooked greens. Any of those servings in general is about 5 grams of fiber. So let's say you have a meal and you have some black beans. Maybe you have a cup of black beans and you have a cabbage salad and you've got the black beans on top and you've got some nuts and seeds and throw some avocado on there. That meal is probably going to be between 10 to 15 grams of fiber. Now, the RDA recommends about 25 grams of fiber per day. But me, I recommend between 30 to 50 grams of fiber per day. That means things are going to keep moving along the GI tract because fiber helps things to move. That means we're going to be mopping up our toxins. And that means I'm going to be feeding my microbiome as best I can. And when my carbohydrates, all of my plant foods are whole and complex and they're not refined, that means I'm feeding the ones that are going to help me the most with my mood, with my weight. When I'm eating a lot of sugar and refined carbohydrates like chips and crackers, and trust me, I'm human too, I'm not perfect, but when I'm eating more of that, I'm feeding the ones that I don't really want to feed. Like, they're going to stay in my GI tract. I don't want to get rid of them, but I don't want them growing and crowding out the other bacteria that really thrive on when I eat kale or asparagus or jicama or carrots or beets or black beans or garbanzo beans or quinoa. I don't want to crowd those ones out. So I want to have this nice balance. So I want to make sure the majority of the foods that are coming in are whole and complex, fiber rich, and keeping everything go along. Now I want to add just one little piece in here. We don't have the enzymes to break down the fiber. That's why it's maybe not food for us, but it's food for our microbiome. However, the vitamins and minerals are all up in that fiber and sort of in the nooks and cranny between all the fibrous parts of the plant. So we want to make sure that we create as much surface area in those plant foods that we can, so that our digestive teamwork, our juices and enzymes can actually access those vitamins and minerals. So the best way to do that is to chew our food well. Chew your food as much as you can and create as much surface area so that your digestive juices can get access to those vitamins and minerals. If you're just chomp, chomp, swallow, then you don't have teeth anywhere else but in your mouth. So you might not be able to get all of those vitamins and minerals that are in the matrix of the plant, in the fiber, but they might be hard for us to access them unless we create that surface area. So do your best to slow your eating down, chew as best as you can, and then you will get the main benefits from the fiber and the vitamins and minerals contained in those plants, which oftentimes those vitamins and minerals are going to support all of our organs of digestion and the liver, and again, even support healthy levels of cholesterol and good nutrients for the brain and for sleep. So it just cascades in a positive light. So thank you so much for watching. I would love to know what your takeaway is in this video, and maybe one action you're going to take to support your body and your health and your cholesterol levels and your microbiome, right? So thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great day.